It is mid-afternoon. I'm in the afternoon shade here in my backyard, and so it's time to get the bed ready to transplant my broccoli and leaf lettuce. In a previous video, I mentioned that I was going to cover the grass in here with paper, cardboard, and then kill the grass that way. In retrospect, I thought I've got so much time and effort into this, why shortcut that vital step? And it looks less daunting now that I've got it measured out and the box built. So I'm just going to be removing the grass in there today using a wheelbarrow and shovel, and I'll be moving that to a different part of my property. So let's go ahead and get the grass out of here. After considerably less work than I had anticipated, the grass is gone, the ground is leveled inside, and now I'm ready to pre-treat the soil. And so I have my pre-plant mix right here for this 10-foot bed. I need 1 1/4 cups. To get the formula and the information on how to mix the pre-plant mix, please see my video, MIttleider Gardening, Pre-Plant and Magic Mineral Fertilizers. I've added my pre-plant mixture to the bottom of the bed, and in retrospect, this would have been a lot easier if I had just followed the MIttleider Gardening method and removed the grass before I built the boxes. This method has been used for decades in almost 30 or over 30 countries. No reason to second guess this. Just follow the instructions as outlined. You'll get to your result a lot faster and a lot easier. Now I need to fill it with my growing medium. Here in the Houston area, what works well for me is rice hulls and sawdust mixed with washed concrete sand. Your area may be different. There are lots of different formulas that you can use. Refer to the MIttleider books and DVDs for different recommendations of soil mixes. The more diverse your soil, the better it is for your plants. But if you can, don't use your soil that's in the ground here. That's not the best thing to use. So what I'm going to do is I need to measure equal parts of sawdust, rice hulls, and sand. We do this by volume, not by weight, so that's why I have my wheelbarrow here. And I'm just going to fill up 1 wheelbarrow at a time of each of those items, and then add that to my grow box. I'm just layering the different mediums in one on top of the other. I put the sawdust in first, then the rice hulls. Now I have the sand. Now the reason why we use the rice hulls and the sawdust here is because where I live, there is a wood processing mill in the area, and I can buy a bag of sawdust for $3. Also, Houston is one of the largest areas in the world for growing rice. So I can get rice hulls for $4 a bag. I picked up the sawdust from the wood processing mill. I picked up the rice hulls from the rice processing mill. And I got the sand at a large soil facility. You may find other things in your area that are more accessible and inexpensive that you'd rather use than sawdust or rice hulls. For me in my house, this works well. For this 18-inch wide, 10-foot long grow box, it took 1 bag of sawdust and 1 bag of rice hulls and probably what I would consider a heaping wheelbarrow full of sand. Now what I've added to that is I've added another application of pre-plant formula, and also my first application of the MIttleider weekly fertilizer. I put that in here, and now I'm going to mix all this together. You can do it by hand, but I'm going to use another tool of my wife's, and that is her mantis tiller. Now I know you're going to say, don't you have any tools of yourself? Yes. The wheelbarrow is mine, the shovel is mine, the rake's mine. And as I think about this, my wife has all the power tools and I have all the manual tools. Who's the smarter one out of this marriage? Okay, so let's go ahead and get to work and get this all tilled in. The mantis tiller did its job, did it very well actually. Was able to get all the way down to the bottom of those 2x8s and mix all the sand and the sawdust and the rice hulls together. Then what I did is I wetted it down with the garden hose. After I wetted it down, I took a scrap piece of 2x2 and went all the way across the bed and made sure that everything is level. So the growing medium is level with the edges of the growing bed all the way across. The reason why we go through the time to make sure that the soil is level inside the grow box is because we know the grow box is level. And so if the soil is even all the way across, then the soil's level. We want the soil level because when we water, we want the water to flow evenly all the way across and from end to end through the grow box, so all the plants get the equal amount of water, so they all grow healthy and big at the same time. You can also see why it's important to have the stakes at the same height as the edge of the grow box, so when you're running your 2x2 or whatever you're using to level it going across, you don't have any problems with the stakes sticking up. Well, the grow box is completely filled with the growing medium that works well in my area. We've got the fertilizers in it. It's now ready to plant. This is LDS Prepper reminding you, if you are prepared, you shall not fear. And if you follow the MIttleider Gardening method and use the grow box with the appropriate growing medium and fertilizers, you can expect a bountiful harvest.